Eduardo, you know I love the Northern Rhone.
That is one of your jams, for sure, along with champagne.
Yes.
Yeah, well-known fact.
Well-known fact. So this is one of the top producers from the Northern Rhone, who also has vineyards plantings in the south as well. But here we're in Northern Rhone, we're talking Syrah, and this is the Guigal 2018 vintage of Crozes-Hermitage. So it's extreme in that the hill of Hermitage is very famous. It actually, Gaspard de Sterenberg was on the Crusades, and he retired from the Crusades in 1224, built a chapel there and became a monk.
And he was a hermit.
He was a hermit on this hill of Hermitage. So it's named after that. Obviously, a lot of history there.
Indeed.
And Crozes-Hermitage is on slopes down the eastern side of Hermitage and on the surrounding slope. So it's sort of like a little bit of a baby brother to Hermitage in that they can be a little bit more approachable than Hermitage, which is very muscular, right?
But nonetheless, it really captures the feral, kind of like hairy-chested, hairy-toed.
It's not shy.
No,
yes,
it's definitely not shy.
It is standing in
Meaty.
this room. Yes.
I love that. From the color, from the glass, all the way to the nose.
Absolutely.
It's power.
It's power and elegance, I think, at the same time, right? Because it has this sort of like beautiful exotic spice note to it, sort of smokiness, violets, lavender, fennel. One of the things I really love about Syrah is that there's so many things to say before you even taste it.
Absolutely.
Just from putting your nose in this glass. But in terms of talking extreme wines, so it's very steep slopes here that the vines actually have to be individually staked. Rather than sort of spread out among trellises, they're individually staked into the ground. And that's because of the steepness, but also because of this very strong wind that comes from the north called the Mistral, which literally is so strong it could just, knock a trellis over. So they have to be, very hardy vines here to survive.
This is, if I'm not mistaken, the vintage also you walked these vineyards.
I did walk
properly,
these
right?
vineyards, yes, exactly. And I was able to meet with the family there. And it's so impressive too because they actually have their own cooperage. Meaning
so they take it all the next step.
So they make all of their own barrels. And I think, you'll see a couple wineries around the world that do that. Silver Oak, Chateau Margaux does that. But it's not that common. But what it does is really allow them to have very great precision as to what they want to show itself in the wine in terms of the toast level of the barrels, etc. And I think when you taste the wine, you'll see the commitment to quality here.
It's incredible, start to finish, as we talked about all the feral notes, but also a very voluptuous, broadening palate, and it just keeps going and going. It's meaty and everything you want all at once.
There is a very sort of smoked meat note on the palate to this. Again, sort of this black fruit like blackberry, black cherry, black plum. It's just got a little hint of kind of that anise licorice note to it, just in the background, but beautifully balanced, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
And what I love about it is there's a lot of power, but it's not so tannic.
No.
That it's attacking my palate, right? Yeah. It makes me think like I could drink a glass of this without food if I wanted to, which I do. But also pair it with a lot of different things.
Absolutely. It is a wine it's a very intellectual wine. And as you said, it doesn't arrest the senses. It just keeps you pulling out things one after another. Yeah. Pairing-wise, what are some of your favorites?
I think this goes really well with like just a simple roast chicken.
Plenty of herbs in there.
Lots of herbs, exactly, because it does have that sort of garrigue, which is this mixed herb note to it, something like that. I think roasted fennel would be beautiful with this, but also things like wild boar.
Oh yeah, I can think of a mushroom risotto that would go outstanding with this. A little thyme, a lot of butter. Don't be shy.
Of course,
yeah, you have to. And this is an outstanding wine. I'm so glad this made it to the mix.
Me too.
Cheers.
Cheers.